Good evening, everyone. Thanks a lot for being here tonight. My name is Kevin, and tonight I'm going to present Kidpool. So Kidpool is actually an online platform to increase carpooling for parents, and particularly increase the carpooling to bring their kids to school and from school. So before presenting the app, I must of course present the team that helped me build it for the last 2 weeks, and also wake you up a bit. So please give me a big round of applause for Donald and Kevin. There he is. They did really an amazing job for 2 weeks, so thanks a lot for that. So let's get to it now. Before the demo, actually, I want to tell you a story. And of course, as any self-respecting entrepreneur, I love to talk about myself. So this story is going to be about me as a kid. So I used to go to school every morning with my dad. He's actually in the room tonight. And we'd go by car. And my dad is great, but the commutes were awful. Very awful. And that's because of my older sister. She just loved to annoy me every morning, call me names, the whole ride. And I could not do what I actually wanted to do, which is sleeping every morning, of course. But then I had a savior. And my savior was my neighbor. Because my dad decided to do some carpooling with the neighbors and bring their older son to school every morning. As I say, he was a bit older, 1 year older. So of course, my sister fell in love with him instantly. And she was way too busy trying to look cool to annoy me anymore, and I could do what I really wanted to do, sleep. So what we want to do with Kidpool now is actually bring that savior to as many kids as we can and bring carpooling to as many parents as we can and save the kids from their older sister. But most importantly, we want to help the parents save a lot of time. So let's now have a look at how we can do it. So when you go on the platform, kidpool.be, first you have to sign up, give us some information, your address, the number of seats you have in your car, and so on, for us to facilitate the carpooling. But for the sake of this demo, I'm already signed up, so I have my account. Once you have your account, you can come here on this webpage. First thing you can do is check out all the schools that we already work with. So here you see those 2 schools. Once you are part of a school, what you can do is see the address of all the other parents that go to the same school every morning. So, of course, we don't want the information to be public. We don't want everybody to just see everybody's address. So when you ask to join a school, which I did for Saint-Michel, because I went there, I sent a request to join the school, but that has to be verified by us. And we verify with the school that indeed your kid goes there, and this remains a secured school, secured community. The trust is a major point of a system. So here we see Single Lane, that's another school. You can see that little V, because I'm already a member of that community. It's not just a fake school put up there for the demo. It's actually a school that we talked to a couple of weeks back, and they agreed to make a test with us. We start in 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, we're going to be live at Single Lane for 1 month to make a test with the parents, get the feedback to improve the service, and go live in September. So I am a member of Single Lane, so we can check it out, see what do you see. So once you join the school, you can see all the other parents that go to the same school. You see them around you, you're right there in the middle of the map. You can see on the left the different parents, you can send them a message, ask them to join team, and so on and so on. So for this demo, as you can imagine, I already have a team with Fred and Dorian. Dorian is in the room as well, so let's go check out team dashboard, see what you can actually do once you are in the team. So here it is. 3 things we need to talk about on this dashboard, which seems a bit crowded. First thing is planning, second thing is flexibility, and the last thing is the day-to-day use. So planning first. This will be on the left, your right, your left part of the screen, yeah, indeed. So you see this agenda. You have every day of the week from Monday to Friday, and you see the ride in the morning to drop the kids off and the ride in the afternoon to pick them up. So what can you see? First of all, you see the rides that you are supposed to do. So I'm supposed to drive this morning. You can see this little V, my car was full, and you can see the 5 kids that I took to school this morning. So you can see the drive that I've planned for you. Of course, you can also add some kids to another ride which has empty seats. So Tuesday morning, we see Fred, he has 3 empty seats, so I can easily add my kids to that ride. So I have 4 kids for this occasion, and that is made up, all right? So let's add 3 of them, cool. We add them to the ride, and now we see that Fred's car is full with his daughter and my 3 fake kids. I really want to make that clear. Last thing that you can do, you can of course create a new ride. So Wednesday, Actually, I'm free, so I can create a ride to get some kid. I have five seats in my car, pretty big car. I'm just gonna add 2 of my kids. I have to go to school that morning, Leon, Tim, whatever, the first 2 ones. I add them in, great. I have my ride for Wednesday morning. I have taken my 2 kids, and I still have 3 available seats. So that was for the planning. And planning is great, scheduling is great, but schedule can always change. So for that, you need flexibility. So that's why we have this chat on the right side of the screen where you can easily send messages to other team members. So now I just created a ride on Wednesday, but actually I can't make it. So I'm going to ask my team, ask Dorian if he can take that ride. He has lots of availability, so he can do it. I asked him, he said, yes, great, so now I can change the driver. So I just put Dorian as the driver, he accepted. So I modify, now we see that Dorian is the driver of that car. So that's cool. That's for the flexibility. You can really change the rides very easily, change the driver, and communicate easily with your entire team. And the last part is the day-to-day use. As you see, I have a ride planned this afternoon, but I'm doing this presentation. I kind of forgot which kids I'm supposed to pick up, and that could be a problem. So what I can do is just go on my driver mode, and here I can easily see the 3 kids I'm supposed to pick up today. So I have their faces, yeah, they're awesome. I have their address, and I have this little ride complete button. So once I pick them up, I can just click that ride complete and let them parents know with the text that actually I got their kids and they're coming home, just to reassure the parents. As I said, trust is very important since you're giving your kids away to someone else. So those are the 3 main things: planning, flexibility, and day-to-day use. So what does that bring you as a parent to use our service, Kidpool? So first of all, you gain time, of course. You save money. You meet the other parents in your school. It's always nice to meet people. And finally, you make a gesture for the environment and lead by example for your kids. So those will be our 4 main added values. So many added values, it's crazy. So what are the next steps now? For us, the next steps are actually pretty clear. As I said, we have a test plan with Single-Line in 2 weeks. It's going to run for 1 month. After that, we hope to go live in September, which with as many schools as possible. And the next step for you guys, first of all, is to actually ask me questions if you have some during the drink afterwards. But then also, and most importantly, to talk about kidpool.be as much as you can. So thank you very much.
So, good evening, everyone. My name is Arthur. And before beginning with the presentation, I would like to say a big thanks to the whole team from Le Wagon, who's been really helpful throughout the process, this intense bootcamp. So thanks to all the TAs and to all the teachers for their support. Thank you, guys. Okay, great. So now that I've said everything that I was forced to say, I'm going to start with the presentation. So the other day, I was at this great bar that one of my friends owns. And basically, I love this place. It's great food, great cocktails. And on top of that, the place just looked wonderful. And so across the conversation, my friend confessed that one of his biggest challenge was actually to have great exposure on social media. And so why that? Well, the answer is pretty straightforward. He doesn't necessarily have the time to basically post content, all the time. Neither he can afford to pay someone to do the job for him. So basically I told him, I can upload a picture of this drink today, And he said, well, if you do so, I offer you the drink. And so for the past weeks, we've been working on a project with Laszlo and Alexi to basically illustrate this service that we have extended to bigger businesses as well, because it can work for small businesses, but it can also work for bigger brands. So let's say, for instance, I'm a business and I'm working for Nike, and it's the first time I'm getting onto the platform. So if we scroll down, we're going to see that basically how it works. So we really keep it simple. It's like a 4 steps. So nothing big here. Brands that already trust us, obviously. And here we're showing just the benefits. So let's log in and let's see what it looks like from a business point of view. So we're going to log in as Nike. Okay, great. So I'm logged in onto the platform, and here I can see the dashboard. So I've got my campaign that are listed. So I've got 2 of them. You can see the starting date and the ending one. So I've got 2 so far, but right now I don't have any applicants. And so we can wonder, like, so how does it work basically for the influencers? So let's switch from the influencer point of view, and let's see how it works. So you might ask, what was the biggest challenge for this project? And the Instagram login was obviously the biggest challenge, and maybe you're gonna understand why in a second, and hopefully it won't take a while to log in. So let's sign in with Instagram. And yeah, so as I said, it was like the biggest challenge, because basically we are retrieving information from Instagram, and so it was kind of hard to put all the things together and make everything work. So yeah, nice, I'm logged in. Woo, I'm so happy, man. So here you can see the local swap. So it's basically for the restaurants who want to advert their products. So it's going to be a free beer, and I can see on the map where the restaurants are based. But let's say I'm a big influencer. Let's say I have tons of followers, so I can afford to have like a paid jobs. So company can pay you, you know, for advertising your product if you've got like enough followers. So let's say I'm one of them, and here I can see some products, some campaigns. So let's click on one of those. I like the shoes; they look nice. Okay, let's check the campaign, and here basically we can see like all the main information in regards to the campaign. So the price, basically the product, and it's kind of the same. The main difference is that I can apply, obviously, as an influencer to this campaign. So let's apply, and let's say, yeah, I think I'm a really good fit for this campaign. Yeah, I am a really good fit for this campaign. Nice. Let's create the application. And so yeah, so apparently it worked. It works. But so what happens? So let's go back to the business point of view. And now if we scroll down, we back on the dashboards of the business. We can see the applicants here. And so thank you, man. And so I can see here 3 applicants. So let's click on one of them. And so here basically it's going to show the main pictures of the Instagrammers. So we've got 3 of them. The top 3 pictures, it's going to display the top hashtags, and also the average like per pictures, the average comments. So now I can see that obviously this influencer comes from Brussels. Yes, so she likes Instagram. So let's say she looks nice, so okay, I'm gonna accept her application. And so what just happened now, where basically she's just received a mail saying that her application was approved. And so now we can put like the business and the influencer into contact so that they can process the service. So this is pretty much for Peak Reward. And yeah, just one last thing, because we haven't worked on the name a lot, and we know that Peak Reward isn't a great name at all. So if you guys have any suggestions, it's more than welcome. Thank you, guys.
Good evening, everyone. So my name is Axel. I'm based in Brussels. So prior to go through the presentation, I would like to give you the name of all the team members that have been deeply involved in the development. So we have Edwige and her baby. We have Maxence at the end of the room. And we have the pilot of today, which is Valier. So first of all, I need to confess you something. In a previous life, I was a banker. And as a banker, so if you have some money to invest, either you go on the stock exchange, and sometimes you need to pray, or you go to Panama. It's not an option anymore. Or if you want a more secure investment, potentially you could purchase a property. The downside is that you have many tasks to run. And so when I discuss with other owners, it looks like we face the same question. Why do we need to spend so much time to manage events that are just part of a regular life cycle? We have the solution. happy home management. So I propose we go through, this is the home page that will give you a quick description about the service, about how to log. But I think let's go to the real demo. So we will log as an owner. Obviously, we're trying to match the renter or the tenant with the owner. And we will demo the owner side just because we have plenty of functionality there. So the main page is the dashboard. We want to have something extra simple. So there are 4 categories, and for each categories you have 3 status. The first one is green, everything is okay. It's running perfectly within the life cycle. When it's orange, you need to pay attention to some of the points, and when it's red, it requires your action. So let's take the first one. So it's red because it's a brand new property that I've just purchased. I don't have any tenant yet, so I just input the information regarding the flat. And finally, I found a tenant. So I will write a new rent contract. This is fake dates and fake amount, but whatever. So we create the contract. Once it's created, obviously we need to link the contract with the tenant. You see that the status moved to orange. So we found the tenant, so let's assign it. So obviously for the demo, we have preloaded some of them. So you take one of them, Valier, whatever you want. Allez, Anita. Okay. And so now we have a relationship between the owner, the tenant, and the contract. So obviously you have always all the key information available. And so you need to click now on the PDF site. So all the information you have input will generate automatically the rent contract. Obviously you still need to print it and to sign it. But it's less painful than doing something different, okay? So this is the first step in the life cycle of a property management. Then let's go to the third one, which is a regular property. So if you are familiar with renting or rentals, you have the monthly rent, the provision, and obviously on a regular basis you receive some bills from the I don't remember the term in English, from the syndic in French, or the property manager. So for the property manager, you will receive some information, so obviously it's straightforward, and depending on the provision paid by the tenant versus the actual cost, it will give you an estimation whether the owner needs to pay back the tenant or the reverse. If we move back to the third category, which is the document, so most of the time when you have a tenant, it lasts, if you're lucky, for 9 years. To retrieve the rent contract or the inventory document, it's a mess. So we have one single place when you lock everything. And so even in 9 years' time, if we still exist, we will be able to retrieve the documentation, update it, and reuse it for the next one. Okay, so you have plenty of status. Obviously, for property management, you also need to remember a few things that you need to do on a periodical basis. Indexation of the rent, or you need to make sure that the tenant will take care of whatever, the gas boiler or whatever. So you have a task list, and so once you reach the deadline, you will receive a notification meaning that either the tenant upload the new document and you don't need to do anything, or if they are late, they will receive a mail and you will receive a copy. Okay? And obviously you keep the history of the various tasks. So the next step, I'm sure you realize that the big challenge is to develop plenty of new functionality within 2 weeks. So we would like to continue to develop some of the functionality in addition. So if you are an investor or you are a dev, come and speak to me. I will be at the bar tonight. Thanks a lot for the presentation.
Okay, hello everybody. My name is Moses. I'm from Los Angeles, California. First of all, I'd like to introduce you guys to my team, Eric, who's from Finland, and Joe, who's from United Kingdom. Before I start, I wanted to tell you guys a little bit story of where I got this idea. About 2 years ago, when I was still a university student in Los Angeles, I was studying for my biology exam. And I was studying really, really hard at the library, and I realized one thing. I was really hungry. So I used an app, which is very similar to Take It Easy. And sure enough, in 10 minutes, I got my favorite food from my favorite restaurant, which was McDonald's. So yeah, within 10 minutes, I get the food. I bring it up. I go to the library. I open up my laptop. I watch my favorite show, which was House of Cards at that time. And I'm eating my favorite food at the favorite moment of the day, which was the #1 combo from McDonald's. I don't know if you guys know. It's a Big Mac. I had some extra cheese with some more Thousand Island sauce and big Belgian fries and a large Coke. So about an hour later, I'm pretty sleepy because it's such a big meal. And then I'm like, okay, I need some coffee now. So I go back to the app to get my favorite coffee from my favorite American coffee store, which is Starbucks. Yes. But it wasn't there. So a matter of fact, no beverages were there for me to deliver. So at that moment, I realized something horrifying. I had to walk. As a lazy American, that's like unacceptable, right? Especially in LA, nobody walks. That's not cool. And the only time you walk is to the car to drive. So I had to walk 10 minutes to Starbucks. It was pretty bad. I got my favorite drink there, which was a venti caramel macchiato iced. And then I walked back for 10 minutes, and on the way back, I thought to myself, man, what I just went through is horrifying. It was horrible. I should never have to do that again. No, a man or a woman should ever have to walk 10 minutes to get their coffee. Introducing Drink App. So, very simple. Here you can enter in your address. So for now, we'll enter in my home address in Los Angeles. There we go. And in this page, it shows all the stores that sells beverages within that location. And let's say for right now, I want 2 Jupiler beers. So I'll get 2 Jupiler beers from Beer Belly. And in this page, you would see all the items that store sells. So like I said, I want 2 Jupiler beers. So we'll click on Jupiler beer. And see, you're not logged in, right? We did that on purpose so that you start shopping, and so it's too late to go back for you to get out of it to log in. So at this point, you can either log in with your Facebook or you can just sign up. And for now, we'll just use a test login information. And you're signed in. Cool. So let's get our Jupiler beer. Here, you can add the quantity and the special instructions. For now, order 3. Cool. And I want another Caldera, so we'll get a Caldera, and we'll just add that item. So let's say you're done with the shopping. Oh, before we go on, I wanted to really make a big deal out of this because it took us so long to do this little thing right there. If you hover over it, it does a little, no, go back. If you hover over it, it does a little animation thing, and it also populates all the drinks that are in the cart. So if you keep adding, the number will go up and up and up so you know exactly how many are in the cart. It took a while. So let's press that. You're ready to go. Okay, you see all the items in your cart. Actually, now I don't want Caldera anymore, so we'll remove Caldera. And you have 2 choices, continue shopping or go check out. So for now, we'll go check out. And here you can add your address. For now, we already have some address already inside, so we'll save some time by just using that Baker Street. And we're ready to check out. So you press Get It Now. Takes you to Stripe payment. Here, we'll also use our fake test card number. And the payment went through Stripe, and you will get your confirmation with your email, your shipping address, your order ID, and your payment. So that's the end of my demo. But what are my plans for the future? Well, I want to go back to Los Angeles. I want to test out this app. I want to try to build a user database. I want to try to build client database. I want to make an app for the delivery guys. I want to just keep building and keep developing as much as I can. Hey. I guess it worked! Thank you very
much. Hey guys, my name is Nathaniel, and I have a short story to tell you. Together with my girlfriend, we decided to buy a new flat. And of course, we want to totally renovate it. So we need an architect and we need a contractor. But we don't know anybody here in Brussels. We don't know any architect or contractor. So what do we do? Like most of you, we start with Google. I just put architect or contractor, I click on search, and I have a lot of results, but I don't know anyone. I don't know if they're good, I don't know if they deliver on time. I know nothing about them. So instead of this, I'm going to call some friends. Do you know someone that you can recommend to me, a good architect, a good contractor? But that will take a very long time. So I can also go on Facebook and just post a message. Is there someone that knows a good architect or contractor? Maybe in a few hours, the message will disappear in the feed. So it's not really working. So that's a problem. So I was discussing with my girlfriend, say, what can we do to answer this problem, these needs? We need something that is really, really simple, that works, and that delivers for the service provider, for the architect and contractor, and the person who is looking for one. So together with Cynthia and Adrien, we decided, yeah, go on, applause. So all together, we decided to create WordOff. So WordOff comes from word of mouth, and it's a platform that allows you to quickly find a trusted service provider near to you. So our service provider, it can be a dentist, it can be a plumber, or why not even a contractor. So what does it bring to these people? So let's take an example. Leonardo. Leonardo loves Belgium. He loves it so much that he decided to move in Belgium. But of course, he doesn't know how to speak French, and even more difficult, Dutch. So, sorry, guy. So, what does he need when he move in Brussels? He needs the first needs, so the doctor, but a doctor that can speak his own language, so English. So he can come on WordOff, choose doctor and the language English, and he find that directly. Another example is Harvey. Harvey is a well-known lawyer. But here in Belgium, as a lawyer, it's forbidden to add for yourself. But it's not forbidden to be recommended. And Harvey doesn't have that much time to create ads, to have meetings with marketing people and so on. And what Harvey wants is just to do his job. And here on WordOff, his job speaks for himself. If he is good, his clients that are satisfied will just recommend him on the platform, and the job is done. So let's deep dive in the feature, and I let Cynthia explain that to you.
So one of our first users is Nathaniel. Nathaniel is already signed in the platform, just for to make this quicker. He has three options. He can always edit his user profile, search for service providers, or create a professional profile if he wants to be listed on our platform himself. So, cool. So here he is. He wants to list himself as a service provider. He's a lawyer, and he's specializing in tax law. So he's filling in the form very quickly, providing a short description of his services and experience, as well as the languages he speaks, his address, and his contact details. This whole thing only takes less than 1 minute, I believe. Here he is, awesome lawyer, specialization, full profile, and his address if you want to find him quickly. And you can always contact him by phone or email. So let's go back to Nathaniel's original problem. His problem was that he's moving in with his girlfriend to a new apartment and he wants to renovate it first. So he goes on Word as a user now. He's doing a quick search, looking for an architect, specializing in interior design, in Brussels, and preferably speaking English because his girlfriend is not Belgian, I think. So here he is. He has 6 different options listed on Word. He can very quickly go through them, see how many people from the community recommend them, and go through the details they have provided, compare between each other. If he wants to find out more, he can go visit their full profile, like for Ariane. Here it is, with her experience and specialties. And going back, in the end, he's going to choose the one that better meets his needs. Zoe, in this respect, he told me before. So he can bookmark it, and just like that, put him in his list of trusted service providers, where he can, anytime he needs to, he can go and see their contact details and very quickly through the platform, call them or send them an email by clicking on the icon. So here it is, Nathaniel's list of trusted service providers. So the next thing we're planning to do is add some more functionality. You're going to be able to log in with Facebook and recommend your trusted service providers to your friends and also get recommendations from your network. We're planning to launch in a few months' time. So please, if you're interested and want to be one of the first people to test our service, go to wordoff.be and sign up. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Thomas and I have troubles remembering my LinkedIn password. But also, I am a citizen, just like all of you in the room. And like all of you in the room, I'm sure I have plenty of skills. And I hope that all of you in the room as well are dreaming of building a better world. Then if it's the case, you maybe ever thought about volunteering with these skills to change the world, right? Cool, that's actually the idea we had with the Fento team. That's there in the background, it's the business team, not the IT team. And we wanted to volunteer with our skills. But we came to realize that every time we were faced with 2 options. Either we could do something that would really appeal to our skills, that would be super interesting, but then we would have to commit for a long time, like 6 months to 1 year. Or we would find something much shorter, but it wouldn't really appeal to our skills. Enters Fento. Fento is actually the path in the middle. Fento is a skills-based volunteering platform that combines impact, challenge, and flexibility. Impact, because on Fento you can accomplish missions for non-profits that support the causes that you care for. Already as of today, we are working with more than 10 non-profits in Brussels and in Belgium. You can find there Opération Thermos, Repair Café, Duo for a Job, Vacances pour tous, all great non-profits that do a tremendous societal impact. Then challenge. Why? Because every mission on Fento takes the best of your skills, both intellectually and humanly. Communication, management, HR, design, IT, you name them. We have skills for every volunteer profile. All of you guys, you can find what's suited for you on the platform. And then, super important, flexibility. Why? Because all missions on Fento are on demand, very short, and do not require any long-time commitment. You can already start having impact as of 3 hours. 3 hours, that's less than the time you lose every month looking at random cat pictures on the web, guys. So I think there are really better ways to invest your time, right? So how does it work? It's fairly easy. You go on the platform, you browse the missions according to the causes that you care for and the skills you want to share. Once you have found the mission that pleases you, you apply for the mission very easily using a LinkedIn login. Then the non-profit will be notified that you want to help her. If there is a match with your profile, then the mission can start, and you can start delivering great societal impact. And most importantly, you will join the Fento community, which is a community of engaged citizens that are really action-oriented. But let's take a little tour on the platform. So let's imagine it. It's actually true that I'm Thomas, and I'm a student at Wagon, so I have plenty of skills now, and in particular, I really love the lesson about databases. So what about filtering the missions for databases? wow, so cool. I see there are already 2 missions for that. I see 2 missions about databases, 2 different non-profit. It so happens that I really like djembe and world music. So I want to help Musique Publique that actually organizes great Musique du Monde concerts. So I go through the roadbook of the mission, which is really well detailed. I see the profile of the association, what it does, where it is, etc., what it stands for. I look at the requirements of the mission so that I have a perfect context and perfect objectives of what is expected from me from the mission, so that I'm sure that the mission won't go in every direction and that it remains well scoped. And I see the practicalities as well. No, I'm really convinced it's something for me. I want to deliver this societal impact. Let's apply. So there, I'm asked to fill in why I want to apply. So why am I attracted by world music, for example? Then what proves that I actually have the required skills to deliver this mission? I was a wagoner. I mean, it speaks for itself, right? And then practically, what are my availabilities? Yeah, they call me, it's a bit overrated. But still, and then, yeah, thanks to Antoine, the great TA, he told it all. So I can then send my application. I confirm. Poof, I land on my dashboard where I can monitor in real time the status of my application. So I see it's been sent to the non-profit. If it gets accepted, it will go in the missions. But there I can click and see. I can see my application, and that's exactly what the non-profit will receive by mail. She will receive a little card with all the volunteers that applied. Once she selects a volunteer, then all the volunteers that are rejected are notified by email, and then the happy one is selected, and the mission can begin. At the end of the mission, I can actually leave a little feedback so that I can inspire other volunteers to do so. It's as easy as that, really, as easy as that. And I wanted to tell you actually that we are super happy with the team. Because thanks to the exceptional coding school that Le Wagon is, thanks to the hard work that was put behind the project by the full team, we are actually live since last Tuesday, and since then, thanks. And since then, we already have about 100 people that have enrolled via LinkedIn. We have 10 missions, 11 missions actually that have started or that have been accomplished already, had started before the go live. But so it's really, really growing. And what we actually need now to start is that you like us on Facebook, all of you. But then most importantly, we need engaged citizens. Will you be one of them? Sure. What will be your impact? Discover it on fento.be. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Nimi and I'd like to introduce you to my partner in crime, Greg. I'd like to share with you a small something. In my past, I owned 2 nightclubs. And from that period, something stuck, and I really like partying. And I got married a couple of years ago, and now me and my wife really likes to party. But we like to go to parties. Okay, let's keep that. Anyways, the parties, when we go to a party, we like to book our own table. We don't like to queue up. I don't think nobody likes to queue up. We don't like being cramped on the dance floor and waiting for a bartender to serve us our drink. This is why we're booking tables. The only thing is that booking table is quite expensive. 2 years ago, I was in Tel Aviv and I tried to find a party for New Year's Eve, which, by the way, can be quite a hard task to find a nice party at that date. Not easy. Anyways, found one. I was on the phone with the girl who's in charge of the booking, and can I order a table? And she's like, yeah, for sure, you can order a table. There are 2 tables left. It's like 1,500 euros per table, 10 people. It's like, no, but we're just 2. We don't care. Okay, so you know what I did? I booked the table. And I told myself, well, it'll be okay, a couple of phone calls, I don't know, Facebook stuff, and we'll find some people to join in. First social circle didn't really work out. Afterwards, I found a couple of guys that went to school with me. And all in all, we were 5. Again, 10 people at table, 5. We need to pay quite a lot. So I just told them, bring some other people. They brought some other people, and at the end, I spent the night with my wife, a couple of friends, and friends of friends of friends. So basically, strangers, people I've never met. And you know what? It was quite cool. We had drinks, we conversate, danced a bit, sat a bit. Quite a cool experience. But then I told myself, like, why should I start calling people every time and finding who will complete my table, and how does it really work? So I started drilling down into numbers, and I discovered that in the US alone, the 100 biggest nightclubs is an industry of $1.5 billion. 70% of their revenues come from people like me that like to order tables. So I thought to myself, there might be something over here, and this is what brought me over here to build our platform. So our platform is Pixer, the people's mixer. And without further ado, let's show you how we can book some tables. So we're gonna log in as beautiful Julia. Okay, so let's say Julia is in Las Vegas and she's looking for a nice club to go out. Let's do excess. They do 70 million per year. It's probably quite good. Okay, we're gonna go and see who we're gonna see. Let's check this out. Yeah, Vici. Yeah, he's quite cool. Let's do that. Let's say we will be just two at a table of 5. I'm gonna put in a little message for people who are interested. Yeah. 480, that's okay. Okay. Okay, so now we're gonna log out. And we're going to assume that our lovely manager of the bootcamp, round of applause for Pierre, please. He did so much money that he's now going to Vegas. Yeah! And Pierre now can join Julia's table, or Julia is alone. Yeah! Don't get too excited. Let's see what else do we have. So we have Kim over here. Maybe we're gonna join her. Girls only. Okay, let's leave that. Let's go back to Julia. Let's join her. Plus, I know you like Avicii. Okay, so it's gonna be Pierre, and let's say his girlfriend. Yeah! And just like this, so the idea is to make bottle service, which is quite an expensive experience, what nightclub owners like to describe as the rockstar experience, more accessible to people. And by doing so, give them a better experience and helping those nightclub owners to sell more and more tables. Future steps is to finish building some more stuff over here, some other functionalities that are currently missing, and go on a pilot. So if you like the idea, if you're interested, come have a chat. Just if you want to speak also, you can come and have a chat. Just one last thing. Per se, Pierre finds Julia quite boring. Well, remember that that's okay, because it's a nightclub, music is loud, and he doesn't have to speak to her. So thank you very, very much. I was Nino, that was Pixer.
Hi everybody. I don't know about you guys, but when I hear music with a groove like that, I think about one thing, and that's residential rental contracts. Am I right? Am I right? Who's with me? My name's Steve, and along with my colleague and friend Hans, we've developed an application that I'm incredibly excited about. And I'm incredibly excited about it because I feel that it tackles or solves or attempts to solve a real-world problem that I've had frequently living in Belgium, and that maybe many of you have had. And the problem is this. The situation in Belgium is that you have 3 regions, right? So you've got Flanders and Brussels and Wallonia. And when you're going to rent a house, or if you have a house that you're trying to rent out, in each of those regions there are completely different legal requirements for what has to be included in a rental contract. And then the other complicating situation here is the linguistic situation. So you've got 3 different official languages, and then in addition to that, you've got a large expatriate community which speaks English predominantly, but also whatever other native languages they're speaking. And so frequently here, and it's a situation I found myself in and that I've been frustrated by, you have a situation where you have a landlord that speaks, for example, French or Dutch or something, and then you've got tenants that speak a completely different language, and yet you're entering into a legally binding contract that one of those parties might not completely understand. So the application that we've developed is called Leased, and it attempts to solve both of these problems. When you go to the incredibly well laid out and svelte homepage, you're given the option immediately to log in and initiate a new rental contract. And so I'd like you to just walk you through the process of doing that. It'll be very, very brief so that you can see how easy it is. There's a start screen, which just indicates that we're going to be gathering some information from you. Then there's a field where you enter the name of the property owner. In this case, Hans is going to enter his own. Oh, he's adopted my last name, which is nice. The next screen is the region screen. So if you pick one of these regions, the contract is automatically edited to match the legal requirements of the region that you select here. So we'll go with Brussels, since that's where we are. Then the next screen is where you enter the name of the tenant, which is, of course, me with Hans's last name. I'm not sure how I feel about all this right now. There's a screen for the rent, and then any fixed charges that there might be over the course of the contract. Now, liability is allocated in one of 3 ways. Either you can have a liability clause in which damage is primarily assumed by the owner. You can have it primarily assumed by the tenant, and you can also have it split between the 2. So I think we'll just pick the middle one, since that's the lesser of the 3 evils. And if you click next. Now, before we actually go and create the contract, I want to point out that we've actually got a reduced number of steps here. The actual contract will be a few more steps, but not too many. But the point of it is, it never gets more complicated than this. This is as difficult as a procedure as it is to fill out the rental contract. So let's go ahead and create it. And then this brings you to the index screen, which, as you can see, we've been madly creating contracts over the past few days as tests. But this brings you to the index screen, where you can either you can delete the contract if you want to, you can modify it, or you can get more details. And this gives you the opportunity, if you go to modify the variables of this agreement, which is up here. This gives you the opportunity to go back in and edit any information that you might have made a mistake on the first time through. So, right, in case maybe you don't live in an apartment, you changed your mind, you live in a detached house, so you change that. Then you can go ahead and create the document. Currently, of course, this is in English. We're planning on having this available in English, Dutch, and French when we roll it out in a few weeks. And then soon thereafter, we'd like to also include the option for Arabic and German. I've been reminded that I should mention that no matter what language you print the contract in, it's guaranteed to be legally equivalent in whichever region the property is located. So, as I say, we're going to be rolling this out in a few weeks, and I hope at that time you will agree with us when I say that when it comes to creating residential rental contracts in Belgium, least is the least you can do.
Well, a recent study showed that 54% of people considered that at least one book that they have read has changed their life. Well, this is The Art of Possibility by Ben and Rosamund Zander. And this book changed the way I look at my own life. Well, you know, when you finish one of those life-changing books, you feel like you want the entire world to read it. Well, I'm sure some of you have had a feeling as well. And what if you started by making your friends read it? What if you started by sharing your own book with your friends? So actually, Gemma, my nice colleague that helped us to make this app a success, she's from Scotland and I am from Brussels. But we face the same problem. We would like to share more of our books with our friends, but there is not really a nice tool to do it. That's why we built PowerWash. PowerWash stands for Power of Sharing. PowerWash is it's a web application mainly designed for mobile. So we do the whole demo on mobile. And it's basically, it will help you to upload your books easily. In a few clicks, you will be able to access the library, the best books of your friends easily. And most of all, you will be, of course, able to share and to track all the books that you have shared with people. Because I don't know for you, but I have already had a few times a situation where I'm looking for a book at my place, at home, and then I don't find it. And I think like, shit, where it is? And I just realized that I lent it to a friend maybe like a few months ago, a few years, but I don't know who. So it's basically lost. And actually PowerWash this won't happen anymore with PowerWash. So let's see how it works. So basically today, Gemma she read an article on a blog about a nice book that is called The Art of Possibility. So she heard about that application, PowerWash, and she would like to see if she could get it from one of her friends. So she accessed the application, and then actually on the home page she can see all the latest books that have been released by her friends. But actually she's looking for a precise book. So she will go on the borrow section because she wants to see if one of her friends can lend that book to her. So she will look for the book. So she will type the name of the book and hope that actually someone can help her. And actually I can help her because I uploaded the book 3 days ago. So since we happen to be fan of Facebook, she can actually request it to me. After requesting the book, she actually thinks, okay, I might also share a book with my friends. I can also make a book available. And a few days ago, she finished that awesome book by Rob Hopkins called The Power of Just Doing Stuff. And that's where the magic happens. So she goes on the share section, and then she can actually access the whole library of Google Books directly from our app, and then find her book and add it in a few clicks. So we made it super easy for you to share all your books in a few clicks. So she looks for the book, okay, so she found it. Now she can create it by actually adding a few words about why she loved the book, because the whole idea is sharing the book and sharing the emotions that you had while you read it. So she explains why she wants to share it with her friends. And then, in just one click, you create the book and it's added to her library. So now it's there. And actually, I happen to be on the app as well. Actually, someone is doing it for me right now. So I am on the app and I see, I see that Gemma has actually shared a new book, and I'm really interested into that book. So I say, okay, so I request it. And I requested, so I call her now, because the whole point about sharing your books is also having an opportunity to meet your friends. So I say, hello Gemma, I can actually come to your place to get that book that I requested to you. And I saw that actually you requested my book as well, The Art of Possibility, so I can bring it along with me as well. Are you okay? Fine. So I go and meet her, we exchange the books. But we need to notify the system that we have actually exchanged the books. So we both need to mark the request, and actually Gemma needs to say, okay, I have given my book to Thibaut. So actually now we can both see that first we have borrowed a book from a friend. So Gemma borrowed the book from me, and she can also track the book that she has shared with me. So now she's sure that if she actually forget that she landed that book, the application reminder. So now you have no excuse anymore to not share your books. But you will tell me, well, what happens if my friend is not on Facebook? I cannot actually track that, the fact that I lent him a book, and actually you can. So if you go in your library and you select the book that you want to share, here, Body of a Frog, you can add a manual loan and either select one of your friends on Facebook, but also a friend that is external, so just telling his first name, so that you can be sure that it's also tracked in the app. So actually now you really have no excuse anymore to not share all those books. So PowerWash is free, it's actually open source. That means that we want it to be a platform that is owned and improved by its users. That means that some people that use the platform that like it and want to improve it, they can do it. So they can add a new feature or suggest to change the layout of some of part of the application. And yeah, so actually that's the whole thing. We want it to be a sharing project to the end. That right now I would just suggest you to go on powerwash.com because it's actually live. So you go on powerwash.com, you subscribe in Facebook in one click, and then you start using the app. And you will start feeling the power of sharing. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Ricardo, I'm from Brazil. I'm here with Benita, she's from South Africa. First of all, I want to thank the whole team of Wagon. 3 months ago, I was not sure if I should go into coding, but now I'm really excited about it, and I'm really proud to be able to build that app in less than 2 weeks. So, 3 years ago, I was a tax auditor and I was really bored with my job, so I decided to open a business. I opened a pastry shop in Brazil, and we used to sell cakes and pastry goods to people that want to order them for birthday parties or corporate events. But the thing is, after a while, I realized that I had a big problem. I discovered that my competitors that I thought that would be the other pastry shops were actually the home bakers, the freelancer of baking. So the problem is the bakers, they are not really good on math, so they charge really low for their products, and I had a big problem that time. The thing is, I realized that this baker, they used to sell their products in a traditional way, mostly word of mouth marketing. So I discovered a really opportunity there to connect those bakers to their customers, and that's why I came up with the idea of building this website that I will show you now. So let's suppose that I'm the Wagon manager, and I want to order some cakes for the last day of this batch in Brussels. So I will find some bakers near Co.Station. So it seems like we have a couple of bakers there, and I really like that cake. It's a Kit Kat cake with M&Ms. Seems really good, right? Let's go for it. Okay, it seems like this baker has really good reviews. So I think I ordered that chocolate cake. It's 80 bucks. Yeah, it's not that cheap, but it's a Wagon that is paid, so I don't care. Okay, let's order like 10. Yeah. Okay, fine. Okay, so let's fill with the order details. Yeah, Co.Station. Okay, the instructions. Bring some beers with that. Okay. I want it fast, sure. Yeah, cool. So, okay, let's paid. Are you sure? Okay. 800. Yeah, that's okay. So, the credit card number is just a test, so forget about copying it. Okay. So, boom. It's done. There's no way back now. It's paid. Okay. So now our baker, she received the order, and after Joyce delivered the order, she can see the order on her profile page. So After she delivers, she can change the status. Okay. And now we are really happy with our cakes, so we can go back to the user page, and now we can post a review to Joycey. We really loved her cake, so we give you a 5. Yeah, it was awesome. Really awesome. Yeah, and now the average rate of Joycey is better. Yeah. Okay, so now we invite you to go into our app. It's switchjoy.herokuapp.com and browse through our delicious products. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Gauthier, I'm 23. Here is Anthony, he's 19. I think he's the youngest wagoner we've seen here in Brussels. Yeah. He's not... Yeah. And let me tell you that he's not only the youngest, he was also one of the best. So again, one thing we both have in common is that we are part of the sport community. You know that community made of athletes, of course, but also trainers, coaches, agents, recruiters, sport club managers. And what you should know about that community is that every member of it has 2 basic needs. They either want to find somebody in that community or to be found, to be spotted. So there is many examples behind those 2 basic needs, but let's take one famous, one simple one. We have the ambitious athlete, the guy who dreams about being at the top of esports. That guy also wants to be spotted by a trainer or a club who will bring him to the top. Unfortunately, that guy doesn't know the good people. His network is definitely too small. He has no visibility outside of it, and he has no tool to promote himself and to contact people that may be interested in his profile. It's to solve that issue that we have worked so hard those last 2 weeks to build a social network dedicated to the sport community, to build the LinkedIn of sport, to build Sporty. Ladies and gentlemen, here starts the tour. So let's jump into the baskets of a young basketball player, which is called Julien. That guy, he plays in Brussels, he has quite a good level, and unfortunately, that guy has broken his ankle a few weeks ago. So what he's going to do, he's going to connect on Sporty, and is going to look for some people in the platform that may fill the needs and may replace him in the team. That's it? Okay, good. Finally. So, as you can see, I'm that guy. I've broken my ankle a few weeks ago, and now I'm looking for somebody. So what I'm going to do is searching for a basketball player in my area that will replace me, as I told you. So I just wrote basketball. Here are a few basketball players that may fulfill the needs. There is Corentin, you know, that tall guy over there, who plays basketball pretty well. So I check his profile. Okay, he has some good skills. Yeah, he's playing in the 2nd division. Okay, what I'm going to do is follow him and see if he's going to make it, and I will contact him maybe later. But to be sure to have many applicants and to really find the guy I'm looking for, I will create an announcement. I will say to the sport community, I'm looking for a guy, a guard, who's that tall, who has that skill, and I announce it to the rest of the community. So I just create my announcement, and now people can mark interest on it. I can have the list of interested people. There is Gauthier Fretur, who has already marked interest, so let's check his profile. Okay. You know what, that guy is a fool, in fact. He's not that good, he has stopped playing 6 years ago, so I won't take that guy. Okay, let's take the other way of the process. Now I'm Pierre Boulanger, you know, the other tall guy behind it. Yeah! You know, he's so strong, so powerful. He also plays basketball here in Brussels. And he's in the 3rd division. I think he thinks he's going to make it, to go to the next level. So he checked its newsfeed, and guess what? There is an announcement that interested him. So he clicked, he marked interest, and now Julien, the former basketball player, know that there is someone willing to join the team. Now, little jump in the future, little fast forward. We are a few weeks later, and Corentin has been tested during a training, me as well, and I've been chosen. I'm the one who's going to join the team. So what I do, I update my career. I just add a line to it to the sport community, my evolution of my career. And again, little jump in the future. We are at the beginning of the season. We just won the first game. It was quite tough. There is many discussions about the referees' decisions. So I tell it to the community, and then they will be able to connect with me, to interact through comments and like, and they can share it. You can add a picture, do whatever you want. It's yours. It's to share in the sport community. So here is just some stuff that you can already do on Sporty. To be honest with you, we are quite proud of what we have done in 2 weeks with a team of 2 beginners developer. But on the other side, again, to be honest, we have so many things that we still need to add, to develop, and to implement that I'm looking forward the next months, and I think it's going to be pretty interesting. And before letting you join the little party that's going to be there with the drinks and the food, I want to go back to the past few months and have a look in the future, as I told you. In October, that idea came up. Soon, Corentin and Simon, 2 old friends, joined the team. A few weeks later, we were selected for the Startups Accelerator program called Nest Up. We spent 3 months there. The idea became a belief. We need to build a product, at least MVP. Now it's there. So there is so many challenges that are coming. So whoever you are, whatever is your role, if you are interested in, if you can help, if you are part of that community, just join us, just do it, just spread the word. Thank you.